Hey BBs, it's Plastic, and today I'm back with you guys for another video. How are we all doing today? Hope we're all doing super well. In today's video, y'all, I have my claws on the Monster High Cleo Saran variant. So, I got this doll on like Black Friday. She wasn't on any sale or anything, but I found her while I was shopping, and I noticed that her hair was the Saran variant, and I thought that I was so excited for that. I have been really excited about the Saran variants that we've been getting from Monster High G3. We've recently got the Claudine G3 Saran variant on her Day Out doll and her core doll, and there's also been a couple Cleo, Polly, and Saran variants with the Monster Ball, and now obviously the core Cleo doll. So I just wanted to make a video really quickly to kind of show you guys how I can tell and determine the differences between the Polly hair and then the Saran hair, just for like archival purposes maybe, because like in the future maybe people want to know like how the colors and the hues are different. So I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of fun to just make. The first thing that I noticed with this doll specifically for myself was how blue her hair was. You can kind of just tell just right on from in the box. You can see how brightly blue this hair is compared to the Polly variant. This is the first batch I had. This is a much more navy kind of color, and this one just shook, like right just from the aisle, she shook me as a very electric blue. You can also kind of tell just in box with the batch code. So here is Cleo's code on her box. I never really look at these in stores besides looking for the Saran and Polly variants, so that was kind of that. I don't know if there's any differences on like the bottom of the box or on the sides, but here it is in case anyone's wondering. And then once we get her out of the box, we're going to do a hair test with all the other Cleo dolls in my collection, because there's a lot of Cleo dolls that have different hair colors, and obviously I don't really mind the polypropylene, at least on core Cleo. This is a very nice treated poly, but I'm obviously going to prefer the Saran. So let me get this doll out of the box, and we're going to compare the hair colors and the hues and how the fibers, you know, look and everything. I'm excited. Before we get into the doll, like the accessories look all the same, I think, as the first batch. I don't know if you guys really care about the accessories. I have a review from like a year ago. But right on out of the box, no brushing and no combs. You can already tell a huge difference between these fibers. Obviously this one is conditioned and washed and boil washed and all that fun stuff. But just out of the box, you can see how very waxy the Saran is. Like it's very blue. It's very shiny as well. Again, Polly is a little bit more dull. And even the tinsel I've noticed a lot on the Polly and Saran variants of Cleo specifically. The tinsel in the OG doll is much more straight, while the new one is a lot more like her G1 doll, where it's more like kind of crunchy looking. It looks like there's like specks in it, and I kind of prefer the newer tinsel. There's also a lot more tinsel, at least in my Saran doll. Like she has a lot more tinsel just kind of rooted into the head. And I never really noticed, I think with my Polly variant, my first batch one, that she really didn't have that much tinsel in her hair. So I wonder if that was just like a mine or what it was. But again, I think the tinsel is definitely a huge thing. And you can just kind of tell, again, like the hair on the Polly variant lays a lot more like a wig, while the Saran variant lays a lot more flatter to her head. And I honestly appreciate like them both individually. I think they're both really cool. I think the color on the Polly one is really pretty, but I enjoy, again, the electric blue that we kind of got with Saran. But as you kind of like brush it out, it gets a little bit less waxy. I think that's kind of the word. Like they just probably use product in the factory, but it's a very soft, very soft fiber. And then the difference in like the length is they're pretty much the same, I want to say. I think maybe the Polly one's a little bit longer, but again, this has not been washed or boiled or anything like that, while the Polly one has. But comparing it to the other dolls, we first kind of saw this Saran blend on the Gorganizer Cleo doll, where they kind of use the exact same shade. But it's very interesting because we've had dolls before Gorganizer Cleo who have also used Saran hair. My first personal Cleo doll ever for G3 was the Ghoul Spirit doll, and her Saran hair is very different. This is confirmed to be Saran. I can definitely feel that this is Saran. It has that waxy kind of feeling that the regular Saran does. But you can kind of tell like the tinsel from the Ghoul Spirit pack and the regular one is very different. The Ghoul Spirit pack is also like a much more rainbowy kind of thing, where the new Saran variant is a lot more, again, that kind of prickly one. I don't even know if there's like a word to describe how this looks, but it's very like dotty in the way that it kind of has like a bunch of like dots and stuff. But they did use Saran back in G3's introduction for Cleo, and it is a little bit more similar to her core blend. So it's very interesting how they didn't use that same blend on core Cleo, and how they used the exact same, like it's the exact same color, chose to use polypropylene. I don't know what that deal was. I don't know if it costed more for this specific blend, because, like, again, they had to change, like, they could have just used this Saran blend on the core variant and all the other Saran Cleos, but I wonder if it cost more for this specific blend, again, with the black and everything, and maybe it's just cheaper to use this more electric blue. I don't know, but I actually kind of prefer, now that I'm looking at them more, I really like the more electric colors for G3 Cleo, because, again, overall, I think Monster High G3 is a lot more colorful, while the black is pretty, it's just not, you know, the new Cleo. But if you guys are kind of comparing, but if you guys are trying to compare, again, the colors in store, we also have the confirmed, what is Fabulous Pets Cleo? The exact same blend. So if you guys are in Target stores trying to compare in real life, this is going to be the most closest kind of to you. And again, Saran, the poly one, is a lot more navy and is a lot more dull looking. So it's very, very interesting to see, again, how they chose to use different blends. Another kind of example is, what is this one? Like the Sculptimate one? Again, the original kind of Saran, poly color, but it's Saran, and the tinsel's different. Actually, the tinsel's very similar, to be honest. So I don't know. I think it's very interesting how they kind of switch up a little bit. And then finally, the last famous one. This is Saran Monster Ball Cleo. Pretty much similar. I think the Saran variant, though, has a lot more of a highlights. Like, she has, like, these really nice little, like, highlights, like, that are, like, light baby blue, that are really, really pretty. But I am excited to get this doll all cleaned up and all washed up and added to my collection. I'm super happy that I'm able to have all the core dolls now with Saran hair. I think it's really, really cool that they kind of went back and fixed the issue of the polypropylene issue. And I appreciate how these dolls look so similar but so different at the same time. Like, again, they are the same doll, but they're not the same doll to me. Like, it just looks so... The hair color and the hair texture and the hair fiber is such an important thing, I think, for all of collectors. And again, I don't think this poly on this Cleo specifically was as bad as Core Claudine's poly or even like Abby's polypropylene, but it definitely is interesting. And I think, again, the outfits and everything are pretty much the same. But yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. But overall, I hope this video kind of helps somebody if you're, you know, looking secondhand for this doll to determine which fiber you have. Because again, how you like treat the fiber is very important on how you know it. So obviously, Saran, you can, you know, boil wash it, but polypropylene, you can straighten it and everything. So it's kind of ways to go about different, you know, methods to treat it. But overall, I'm super, super happy that they kind of went back and again redid this doll and they gave us a nicer fiber. I think that, again, the Saran hair is definitely going to last longer in the terms of collectors, collections, because polypropylene obviously like kind of like disintegrates after a long time. It gets very poofy easily. So I'm super, super grateful that they did that, and I'm super happy that I was able to add this doll to my collection. Comments below though, please let me know if you guys have found these Saran variants, if you're looking for the Saran variant, or if you're just going to wait for newer Cleo dolls that are going to now use Saran hair instead of the polypropylene. I'm so excited to hear your guys' thoughts and feelings on this whole debacle. So yeah, thank you guys though so much for watching today's video. It was so much fun to share with you guys, and I cannot wait to catch you though in the next one. I'll do you all endlessly, and I'll see you very, very soon. Love you. Bye. Aww.